It's true, but once we move away from laning phase, right? Like, if we want to quickly look at the idea of like the full 5-on-5 again before we start talking about more like intricate things, it is 3 melee cores into Darkseer, Tiny Puck, right? Like, there is a world where we just see them get fully deleted by just a full combo, right? Like, everyone's clumped up together, BKBs are on cooldown, boom, everyone dies. Like, boom, have the threat due to the again another triple melee lineup from OG.LATAM. We always start with a pause. It feels like it's tradition at this point.
Yep, that online tournament, therefore, well, online for the players at least, so it must be done.
It's a hybrid. It's a hybrid event for sure.
Hybrid event, yeah.
I think it's still counts online, right? Yeah, it's still an online. Because they're not on site.
Yep.
30 seconds to battle.
I'd be hyped though if the talent being on site made it a LAN. Sorry guys.
You just ship in the grand finalists and that's it, just to make sure it's a LAN finals.
There we go.
Sure, that would be worth setting up an entire LAN setup just for one series.
But you don't give them any break. So as soon as they qualify, they've got like 13 hours before the series starts to get from wherever they are.
No, you play lower bracket finals on the same day as grand finals, so you got an hour to fly over to.
Oh, even better. I love that. Yeah, nice.
Yep. Better make sure there's flights. Comes a race.
And then you put a camera on them, so it's like a true sight, but for them getting the studio.
That's kind of hype. It's like competitive managering, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like they have to. It's a real test of the manager's skill, you know? We don't put them to the test enough. We don't put their feet to the fire.
Like we find out Gaming Gladiators don't know how to use like a train ticket or something, and they're just all stuck by the desk until the manager lets them through one by one.
The game before their players. They don't know what to do.
They're all going in circles. Put the ticket in the machine. Huh? Public transport? I mean, that's a banger. I mean, we're giving free ideas to ESL here. We gotta be.
Yeah, true.
They're not listening to their own stream. Right, what lane do you want to look at first, boss?
Give me some bottom lane action. I'm down to watch this TB Nature's Prophet and throw up in my mouth a little bit because this is truly gross. You're gonna have illusions. look at Almichu, he's just like, ugh. Oh no. I'm gonna have a tree and an illusion running at me this whole time. Excellent. I'm very, very much enjoying life at the moment.
This is where Almichu needs to try and find a way to just leech the XP. It doesn't even matter if he loses the HP, right? But bring out that salve, play for the XP. As soon as he hits level 3, you can easily kill either of these heroes. With 2 point in Liquid Frost and 1 point in Jaw Breath, you're doing hundreds of damage. I'll be interested to know, like, will Almichu kind of posture just to try and get what he can, drag the Nature's Prophet away from the Kunkka? And at the moment, it does feel like he is doing that just a bit. As top lane, we do get First Blood where Moose kills off Tims through just right-clicking him for a very long time. He started at 051 and he died at 110. That's 20 seconds of right-click.
It's a lot of clicking in these side lanes, and thankfully Patrick is not distracted by our shenanigans and catches all the kills.
I always like to test him in the morning. I just talk for very long times. And
we know that kill's happening, but we're just deliberately trying to make sure he misses it.
Oh no, I didn't know the kill was happening. That's even the better test. I'm just if I didn't know, and I'm yapping.
Oh, he wants the creep wave. He doesn't want moves. He wants creep wave. I think it jabs us nearby. You could Iron Shell him, but nah, just drag the creep wave. Stop playing the lane. Although, okay, never mind. They will have enough to bring him down. They did want him. They baited me even.
I was about to praise moves where it's like, he started this lane with a really cool build of the boots, just to dodge, and then, he dies, so...
in essence... boots to run into the enemy.
But the logic is good, though. All of these lanes are so scrappy. We are going to have to keep an eye on all 3 lanes somehow. Alright, we have 3 people. Technically it's possible, but...
Yeah, everybody choose a lane. I'll choose mid, because nothing's going to happen here.
You got the easy lane.
Yeah.
Congrats, man. Great call.
Thank you.
The 11 for 5 for the Dragon Knight with the 10 for the puck, Dragon Knight should pull ahead, of course, with the Wave being on the tower.
I'll have you know, actually, my when I poured my coffee this morning, I forgot to put the timer on, so it was just running for like a minute straight of pouring coffee. I drank this like ungodly kind of coffee dregs brew, which was the cup was like over 60% coffee basically. So I'm pretty amped right now. I really extracted everything from those beans.
I've had zero hydration this morning. I've had no water, no coffee, no tea, nothing. This is a fatigued cast. Look at Terrorblade in the bot lane though. He's getting punched. Terrorblade in the bot lane.
Certainly is. But he's not actually gonna die. No. I'll be sure he's got dual breath in 1 second, maybe. Still going down. Oh, no, turning. Dual breathing onto Januel instead. He just wants to butter up everybody. Reflection's gonna come out though. Force back Ilmisho and Illich. Oh, never mind. That's not Reflection. That's Metamorphosis. Okay.
I was trying to bring some more intensity to the potential pickoff, but it's a 4-stick on Kunkka.
Oh, Illich. Really squeaky bum.
I love how brawly it is, yeah. This is perfect. Do they have any salves coming out on their courier though? No. Okay, they have one salve on Jakiro, but Boots is coming out on the Kunkka, so they are... It's not as if they're shipping out regen to match the fight. Only one of their players are doing it. You know, maybe the Kunkka can X-mark himself at some point. Because this is like a lane that's so brawly, but also so, you know, replenishing, right? Prophet can TP out, TP back in. Kunkka can X himself or his teammate. Now, Misha, he stepped up.
Oh, Januel coming in. Nice torrent. Might save Elmisho's life here, actually, and I think it has, but Illich running back in, buddy. No, you just saved your teammate, and now he might be giving up his own life, but they don't quite have the lockdown to actually finish off Mr. Pirate Man here, so Illich might just be escaping this one. And Elmisho shows in the trees. Now he's getting attacked by the Greater Treant and the Terrorblade Illusion, as this time they will be getting him. The right clicks come in, Januel gets the kill, using that quick trip back to base to get fully replenished and be fighting fit.
Yeah. I kind of feel like OG.LATAM got a little bit too excited in that lane. Like, when I see Jakiro Kunkka, it feels like it's an inevitable lane dominator. If the lane is like calm and peaceful, right? You get your XP, you use your spells. Of course, Terrorblade and Nature's Prophet are doing an exceptional job at making the lane feel chaotic with the trees and the illusions, but it's the fact they played for like a minute and a half on no resource on OG.LATAM. It really just enabled Jackie to feel good.
They're trying to get Armel, but I don't know why or how this is going to happen. Yeah, inevitably
it only would have worked
oh well.
if Armel had orbed up into the dire side, and then Moose had connected from behind with like Blood Grenade and slows. Like, in theory, it could have worked.
Catapult wave.
This is the major issue with the DK vs Patrick matchup. It's you don't kill the catapult. The DK with ultimate happily chips down the tower. So we are seeing a bit more pressure on Illich and Prophet, but look at mid lane. It is, yeah.
It's a double dragons just attacking a tower. It's already at half health. Boom. Are you going to respond to this, or are you just going to let this tower fall? I feel like you don't really have a choice in the matter. Mago more than happy to tank up this tower for the catapult. If we use the fortification as well, and this is going to be a 6-minute tower for the side of OG.LATAM. That is crazy.
Yes, very, very good map play. And now we'll see what happens, right? Because when you take a tower this early on, you kind of feel like you're drawn to like the next tower. You know, as a DK, you could also, you know, hit jungle a little bit, but maybe on his next form he plays with Kunkka, right? Like
pine cones he's farming right now. Double stack of pine cones. Amazing.
Moves.
Oh, but double damage Tim's comes in, yeah. Yeah, he's going to be dropping here. Kind of rude. Oh, I thought they were going to leave the kill for Jabs, but Tim's claims it.
I actually like Tim's taking it, right? Because Jabs farms already a lot with the Darkseer, so why not let your support Tiny take the mana boots with the kill, progress your way to Blink Dagger. I think getting your Tiny into the game as quick as possible will really help with this aggression that we expect. Like the Dragon Knight, will move to your tower, right? The way he's playing, he wants to try and progress the map. If your Tiny suddenly gets, you know, level 7, level 8, mana boots, wind blaze, like, and he's a threat, like it could be enough. All you need is that one kill to stop the aggression on OG.LATAM. Like the snowball, it is punishable.
7 minutes 30 in this one, but it feels like it's a lot longer game than that because we just had so much action, so many plays being made, and that's not stopping. It's up in the top side. They're moving on to Hector. Hector, though, going to be okay for the time being, just being chased away by his illusion. They really want to relegate this guy to the jungle, though, which, you know, he's not entirely against. It's a little inefficient, but he's got himself the Morbid Mask.
Yeah, Sven's pretty content if he does have to hit the jungle, but he'd like, I think, to get a kill with God Strength, right? Especially when you have a Jakiro support duo. But the way in which the supports are playing right now, he doesn't have that laning assistance, right? They took the mid lane, they're moving towards bot lane. They are kind of sacrificing the kill threat of a Sven just for the kind of the map pressure of the supports. But they've dodged. Boomer already taking the top tier 1 tower whilst they're kind of trading for the bot. They are taking the top tier 1 tower a lot quicker.
Yeah, Darkseer had already sort of tenderized it, and now Jackie just comes in to finish the job. Bottom side, though, with the liquid fire, we should be going down pretty quickly. I doubt we'll see.
They are defending it. This is it. This is what I was going to say. Because they're taking it so quickly with the coil, they are clumped up on the tower. It could be a 3-man coil.
Certainly is. All 3 of them getting stunned up. They'll break immediately as Genuine comes to the backlines. Misha is going to be the first casualty here as tossed back. Mago trying to get out of this one, running up to the high ground, but Tim's hasted up, chasing forwards. He's got the avalanche available, throws it down onto the both of them, allowing the team to close the gap, but Xmark's throwing them back. Mago on the run in one direction, Illich going into the other. They're going over for the TP out, and will just about make it out of that one. So they actually get away with all of their cores, just dropping both their supports there. But more importantly, the tier 1 tower staying alive for Jackie for now.
You have to be so careful. Yeah.
Top Mago getting jumped here as well, and yeah, he is going to die. That's a big move. That is a really, really big move. And now you have this replication of the DK to help you push. Whew.
I just feel like Boomer just playing the map just better in that state, right? It's like they take the initiative to go in top tower. They identify the fact that their bottom tower hasn't gone yet. With the location of Twin Gates, 2 heroes go through, Armel's already set up with the TP. Like, you couldn't ask for a better tier 1 tower trade, right? In which they don't even need to trade their own tower. And I think if you are OG.LATAM, you have to respect the fact that if you see your tower falling quicker, they're probably going to think about the defense. Even if they don't do it, they're thinking about it. So you have to position perfectly, and they just weren't positioned. They were just clicking it as if it was a free tower. They were very complacent, I think, in that moment. Whilst Boom, they're always thinking, like, how do we get that next little kind of that pick off, that next moment to kill? Like, they technically are the ones, you know, playing it. I'm gonna say comeback based on the fact that the early game felt like OG.LATAM was going to dictate more of the game, right? Even though the kills and the net worth is Boom favored, it did feel like there was a chance that OG.LATAM could have created some opportunities, but they very quickly got stopped in their tracks.
Yeah. More problematic as Mago looking around the middle lane. Star is still pretty damn healthy, to be honest. Puck not exactly the greatest pushing force in all of Dota 2 history. And with Jakiro here trying to defend it, but Tim's realizing the opportunity here, tossing him back in and securing a kill for his team onto this Jakiro. Very nice read from Tim there, recognizing what the Jakiro was going to try and do, reading it prematurely, and setting him up. Really cute. And now his tower will be falling with the catapult wave. 7-1 is the scoreline, by the way. I didn't realize it was that bad. Like, it's not much of a net worth lead, but all the kills have been going to Boom.
You know, there's one factor in all of this. It is Tim's on the tiny, right? He's got 1 kill, 4 assists. He's been part of 5 out of the 7 kills. He's making the moves, using the Iron Shell to farm up camps. Of course, he'll take the odd CS or 2 to help get his way to Blink, but he's halfway to Blink Dagger at the 12-minute mark. Like,
wow.
He can take over this game. Like, before the lanes had met, or the creeps had met, we did state that there's a 3 melee core lineup for OG.LATAM. Like, sure, Dragon Knight with the form you become range, but still, it's like the fact that the Tiny can just obliterate you in the early to mid game if he just gets this start, and he's having such a great start.
Ooh, Blink reveal for Armel here, sorry, for Dark Mago here, and it is onto Armel. They'll have him locked down, Ice Path to follow up as well. Beautiful execution. That'll be the 2nd kill of the game, and it's a big one.
Very, very big pickoff.
Yeah, pretty much
think
the
OG.LATAM
ideal
is-
hero with the blink dagger.
How quickly do you think OG.LATAM is going to try and perfect like this whole like 4 protect 1? But already I'm seeing it, right? It's like K1, he's used every god strength to hit the jungle. Again, that's his playstyle. I'm not trying to, you know, of all the years, we already know that's his thing, right? But they need to find that way to perfect everything else to enable this. As he just runs to top lane,
Yeah.
punches the
Yeah.
Darkseer.
He's gone. Man, okay. Hector.
He was. That is Jab's fault though, right? Because you know K1's on the way to the other jungle camp, and how dare you stand in the way from his like camp A and camp B, right? Like he just.
That is true, that is true. You basically
There's like
become
a-
part of Hector's farming pattern.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only way you can die to Hector at this point in the game, is if he accidentally thinks you're a jungle camp, then he'll kill you. And this 7-3 very misleading now, because the last 2 kills were so vital and have really just swung favor back towards OG.LATAM. Hector is having an incredible game now. You know, you get that 1 kill and things just feel so good.
I'm gonna assume he's not gonna disassemble the Echo Saber, right? Because actually he's already bought the Ogre Axe. Of course he can't. Lol. Which means he's only a recipe from BKB. Like there's like 16 minutes and he is
that's
technically unkillable. We'll see if he wants to fight with it though, or how he wants to utilize this exceptionally good timing on the Sven.
I'd say
course, like you already
theoretically
mentioned.
unkillable is a better word.
True.
They're looking to set up onto Illich here. Now, Illich is tanky, but he doesn't have that blade mail, so just dumping all your spells on him, dumping all your damage into him is going to feel perfectly reasonable. He's not going to show on this lane, which is wise, but Moose is, which is unfortunate. But he got some sweet, sweet lotuses. What do you think about lotuses? Overrated, underrated? Do people not think about them enough, or...?
I mean, I think they're very well respected, right? Like, the 3-minute Lotus can break a lane. The 20-minute, when you have like the 6 stack of Lotus and you're just pumping out massive heal, is also quite value. I'd say it's probably underrated as the game progresses, maybe? I don't think in my pubs I hear people go, guys, I'm going for the Lotus. It always feels kind of like a thing you just kind of stumble into whilst you're ganking the area than that.
Yeah.
Lotuses are very, very good in Dota.
Radiant are scanning.
Of course, if you collect enough, then you can get the block of cheese.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of using them pre-cheese.
That is wise. But I have had a few Lotus collectors around, you know, not in the pro games, thankfully, but I've seen them around in non-pro games. You know, people just hoard the Lotuses, going, oh, don't worry, guys, the moment we get that cheese, I'll chef it up into a nice block.
There is one person that we all know in the Dota community. He's an observer. Not observing this game, but otherwise known as Wepas. When those Lotuses first came out, my guy, he was like, he had the garden, the farm, the watering can, everything. He literally never used them. That guy was like pruning these Lotuses for like 80 minutes. Like, hey man, you want to gank? My Lotuses! It was awful.
Sounds like my guy had a mission in life. He had a calling. They should allow that. They should you should be able to plant the Lotuses, you know, grow more Lotuses. They're not inside your base, so the enemy could kind of steal your Lotuses if they get the right idea. So we got a whole ecosystem forming here.
OG.LATAM, they're smoked up. They have so much kill threat. These 3 heroes, if they are together on the map, anyone can die. And that is why Boom has left this side of the map very, very quickly.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Showing the Ice Vortex on the mid lane. Tiny.
Ends with a blink reveal and just running away.
In regards to the item timings though, Dyer is very ready to fight, right? We've already said about the Sven BKB. We got the pipe on the Kunkka. He's even thinking about the drum. He has found the Terrorblade with the X. into the boat, torrent, and ball. Ice blast. Any other damage?
Need a little bit more follow-up, but unfortunately the rest of Boom have arrived, and they are looking to defend this one. In the backlines, it is going to be the A. It's going to be the first kill of the fight, but Jab's going to go down quickly in response as Hector finds him. BKB and God Strength used. They need to find some more targets, and under the tower, they're feeling pretty safe on the side of Boom, but is it a bait? Hector coming in, breaking through the tree lines, looking for Januel. Stun's going to come out, but the Avalanche in response. He's taking a lot of damage on Hector. He needs to start getting himself away as Jackie is doing too much. Hector turns around the madman, tries to fight back, and it does cost him his life. Sure, he does bring down Januel, but it is not a good trade, and Jackie ends up being the champion of this fight, taking down the enemy carriers. Coil not going to land this time around. Mago had the blink away and does get himself to safety.
It's a very simple post-fight analysis. Tim's tiny. That's it. Done. Ugh. Like, he's kiting the tiny the entire time, the Sven. Then the Sven goes on the tower. He tries to kill Januel, but Januel also kites him really nicely with the Glimmer and the Curse of the old growth.
Yeah.
For OG.LATAM, it was a very aggressive move, right? They tried to go for the Terrorblade early on, but then the Nature's Prophet actually stops the Blink Dagger from the Dragon Knight, so he can't blink on top of the Terrorblade. K1 gets the kill, and then they disengage very quickly. They want to fight underneath that tier 2. They don't try to look for the Terrorblade. Of course, that's Sunder with the BKB expiring. And this is now the blunt. We're not going to see it, right? But it's the fact that K1, after his BKB is used, continues to try to fight. He continues to try and kill the Nature's Prophet underneath the tier 2 with the armor aura, with the tiny hitting the 2-man avalanche. Like, you need to respect the fact that if BKB is down, you're probably going to get kited. Like,
yeah.
They have exceptional kite on Boom, and it needs to be a clean initiation. Like, that entire start of that fight was just, it was too ad hoc for it to be a good fight for them.
Yeah, I think dropping absolutely everything onto the Darkseer, especially after he's used Wall, is just kind of like, well, whatever. Like, yeah, he's a really important part of that team fight, but at this point, they were so split up. Under tower as well with the extra armor versus the Sven. Like, it's just a little too confident, I would say, from side of OG.LATAM. And they get punished for it. And now, the game's back to a very, very even state. Terrorblade is farming, Sven is farming. Everybody's going to be a big factor in this game. Like, no one's really struggling too much. Like, yeah, Armel's not having the best of times. He's kind of sad that his team's not killing, but no, Hector down at the bottom side. He's got the BKB. He's going to have to pop it here and get himself away. And that's exactly what he will do. Didn't really have the lockdown to make a serious threat in his life there, but still forcing out the BKB. Always going to feel good. Take him off the map for a bit.
There was a world where if they toss, coil, snap, I mean, there were some ways in which they could have got spicy, but I think Boom, all they wanted to do was force the BKB. As soon as the BKB is on cooldown, we saw how the Sven was unable to fight. Now for 70 seconds, Boom, they own the map. They want to, sweep through, find anyone they can. They don't care about the jungle camps. They're finding the Dragon Knight, toss back onto the puck.
Yeah, this guy does not have a BKB. Much easier to bring down. There's the, oh, look at that. Getting Jabs and Dartmago inside the trees together. Dartmago does not want this romantic engagement. There's a nice back wall coming out as well, but the pipe is there from the Conquer and the boat, keeping them all nice and healthy and stopping Boom from really translating this into a kill as they'll back themselves away on the side of OG.LATAM. So Boom's second play, it almost looked good, but again, couldn't quite convert. OG.LATAM get themselves back, and now, well, they're just 30 seconds away from that BKB back up for the Sven and possibly finding themselves an engagement. But Tims, he is looking for Hector. He is making sure that he cannot get into the fight, or maybe is forced into the fight where he doesn't really want to be, and yet that's exactly what's going to happen. Toss on to the Sven. Gonna get in close to Jabs. It's actually the Thunder coming out. They'll get a little bit confused here as K1 can't decide his target. Looking over to Jabs now, but Jabs is going to be able to get himself away, but Aaron gets on top of the TB and brings him down. The big boy is dead. What else can they find? Illich chasing Januel on the sidelines, just getting on top of him. He's trying to go for the TP. That ain't gonna happen. Januel will be dropping. That mullet gets shaved off as they now look in towards the pit.
I think we're learning a couple of things about this game, right? It's the fact that is there really damage on Boom Esports to get kills, right? I think their damage comes from taking a really long fight. It's multiple avalanches, it's the iron shell, it's the constant orbs of a puck, right? The right clicks of a Terrorblade. You compare that to OG.LATAM, it's so explosive. They see a hero with the Sven, the AA, the Ice Blast, like they can delete heroes. And I think Boom, they didn't really take that fight respecting the fact that do they actually kill a hero? Like, they'd used the ball at the top tier 2, they then ran to mid, then they dove here with the tiny, Huck's chipping them, but they're doing no damage. Like, everyone on OG.LATAM is perfectly healthy. The Terrorblade sunders to save his teammate, but yeah, I think Boom, they have to respect the fact that their fights work when a critical resource on OG.LATAM has been used, right? Is the God Strength available? Is the BKB available? Is Boat available? Like, if these things are down, look for the fight in a clean area. But if they're not, trying to like drag it out, it's not going to work out. So I think we are seeing a little bit of like indecision from both teams here.
I definitely agree that's a factor, but I think like with the BKB being down, you can absolutely take a fight, but it kind of, again, just got, like, they just took it way too far. You still need...
free fight.
Yeah. You still need to have that wall and that vacuum to kind of play around the TB. The TB just gets separated, there's no cohesive fight, like, it's very, very messy in the end. And that, in the mess, like, Hector, he expertly sees the opportunity to run in without BKB and still be able to make the fight happen, because those spells were used on other things, you know? They were like, well, Sven's not going to turn up. Oh, he is. As Illich is actually going to die here. That's a really nice kill coming out from Jackie and Tim's. Wow, Aghanim's coming out for El Misho soon. Well, I say soon, in 2,800 gold. I mean, he is the POS 4, so
very soon. I was like, wait, what?
I'm optimistic, like, you know. It's
All right, just for the audio listeners,
I said
really
2,800 gold already. Don't worry.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it again, just in case they instantly muted you.
It's always a risk.
It is a risk.
When I'm talking.
Well, Daniel's gonna maybe die here.
It's cool.
Oh god, that was very close.
Yeah, when the Dragon Tail goes off at that range, you know it was like a couple of frames away from death.
Good old Nature's Prophet though. Instantly lives, but he doesn't have to think about the fear. He TP's straight behind them and to skip the wave.
Structures are fortified.
Excellent. Do love this hero. Still, I'm just going to go through the tower regardless. Who cares? No creep wave, no problem.
K1 does love hitting buildings. And that was the whole... the TLDR of his series yesterday on Sven was 19,000 building damage.
Yeah, in a game where they were behind the entire time, he went high ground like 8 times over.
Yeah.
I'd love to know the comms. Like, I imagine it's something along the lines of, alright guys, we've got the tier 2, everybody let's back ourselves up, and K1's just like, alright, I'm going up high ground, got strength, let's go! Oh, okay. Yeah, we got you, buddy.
I think you're wildly overestimating how much they're talking. I think it's just simple, it's just building.
Well, he just grunts. He just grunts and goes high ground, they know what it means. Like,
they already know how perfect of a call it is.
He's
K1
dead. Oh
yeah.
My god, that was close. I'm a little surprised there was no commitment there from Boom. Like, a little bit more gas in the tank, and that Sven's going down, but didn't want to set themselves up for the BKB God Strength turnaround, I guess, but you know, with only a Mask of Madness, it feels like they could have taken him out there. A little bit worried about the response. I don't know, do you feel like that should have been a kill?
If you press meta, then you could argue yes, yeah.
Glad I'm not going insane. So Aghanim's purchased by Illich. That's going to give you a lovely fleet of ghost ships. It's nice. It's really good control for the fights. It gives you a little bit of extra damage in the fights as well, which is going to be super important. When this TV just wants to stand and deliver in the backlines, like, this spell has the range to actually just go and land on his head. Forced him to redirect, stopped him being able to just sit there and fire volley after volley at you.
Such a skirmishing build though from Illich, right? He's got like the drum, the pipe, the axe. Like, he's not trying to be an offlane of that scaling. He really is going the, I want my team to feel good with every bit of utility I can bring.
And you know, some offlaners in this situation would be like, well, I'm playing against a TB, you know, maybe I get the Radiance, but of course you don't want to do that versus the Darkseer. It's a bit of a grief. Well recognized from Illich. And now Shard coming up for them. Nice little Tormentor. El Misho's going to have a Shard to play with, which is actually going to be super nice when he has his Aghanim's complete up. Like the volley from the Liquid Fire, Liquid Frost, Macropyre is just going to be... Whew. going to be a problem.
Any GPMs as we're looking around? Sorry, I'm a bit late to look at it. Okay, only tiny.
I'll be keeping
As a
an eye
plus
on
5
the,
player, I only care. I only care greedy. That's it. Ah, he got the greedy on Jakiro.
Yo, that's huge. That's huge. Aghanim's very close now. Just around the corner for El Misho.
It is kind of busted, right? Like,
it does. Yeah, it makes his Aghanim's like a couple of minutes quicker. As hello, they're jumping forward onto the tiny. He's going to yield himself up, try and buy himself a bit of time. But Tim's, he's going to walk away from this. They're unsure if they really want to commit on the side of OG.LATAM, but Mago still in the front lines trying to find a target. Januel's going to be that target. Stun does land. Armel trying to disrupt on the back lines. Hector trying to find an opportunity to get off a couple of these cleaves, but he uses BKB earlier on in the fight. Godstrike still not triggered. He might just be going down. Godstrike comes down onto Tim's. The AA dies as well. 2 dead. Hector sees Armel, or does Armel see Hector? I'm not sure. They're playing around with each other. Reflection coming out. Januel, no! He TP's into the front, immediately dies. Is it going to be worth it? Hector moves to the side, gets away. Mago still fighting on the backlines, trying to cancel out Armel and doing a pretty good job of it. But El Misho getting left behind just a little bit here. Galeguard not going to do a whole lot. He's going to fall. Another kill for Armel. Illich trying to defend, but without your supports, it's a little bit tough. And ultimately, it was kind of a trade of supports, but also Jackie's going to be able to get a tower at the meantime as well.
I mean, I love the attempt from Januel there, right? Like, he wanted to get in there, use his dust, use his Curse of the Old Growth, but his Gale Guard was on cooldown, so he didn't have that additional barrier to eat through the Sven right click, and he did go down to enable the Sven to escape. But once again, we are seeing OG.LATAM, the Sven, when the BKB is used and he has to disengage, there is no fight left. Can he kill in the BKB? That is the entire game now for OG.LATAM. Can they create a moment in which K1 deletes a critical hero for them to fight more? How many times have we seen him, like, pop the BKB, maybe kill someone, and then the rest of the fight is just run, you know, like...
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where, as the game progresses...
He's getting his steps in, you know, he's had his 20k steps of the day done and dusted in these fights.
I think it helps, honestly, if they stop starting the fight with K1. I think, you know, maybe Dark, Mago, and Moose, they need to prepare, you know, sync up again. Start the fight with a DK and AA combination. Right? Just get a very simple, you know, 2 hero, find Prophet or someone, you kill that guy, then look for the how does the fight develop, right? The fact that I feel like K1 has been leading the charge in every big engagement is hindering their ability to just take the fight to them. Like I was saying, like, the game progresses. Terrorblade, soon to have Skadi. Puck has a Lincoln's. Like, when you look at all the itemization of Boom, they're so tanky. You just got, again, Skadi complete, Manta, Hurricane, Pike, Darkseer. What's he got? Crimson, Ghost Scepter, Pipe. Like, they are so strong. Like, this is not a simple game for Sven now, where it's like, don't worry, guys, I'll always kill someone. Like, I'm honestly a little bit worried for OG.LATAM. The execution of their team fight is not at the quality right now to overturn Boom. It feels like Boom now need to make a mistake for OG.LATAM to now win a fight. Of course, that can change if they change the perspective a little bit. But
yeah, a lot of it comes down to like Boom's positioning, and also you didn't really pick up much initiation in your game, right? Like, both your supports very much backliners, not going to be starting fights. DK is jump in single target stuff. Illich is X marks, which is just not normal. It's not an initiation spell. Like, you got way too many things to be able to counter it out. You're never really catching a major target with an X, so here we go. Boom. Looking, but will they be finding? Tim's leading the charge. He sees Hector. He has been X-marked, though. This is quite a smart play. Actually, the counterplay coming in as they blow up Tim's to start off the fight. Armel does get onto the backlines, but immediately regretting his decisions as now he's out of spells, and they're trying to chase him down. Beautiful back wall coming out from Jabs onto 3 to slow this down. Armel still surviving, but there's a stun catching him out, and they'll get the kill. Mago brings him down. Januel trying to get the TP away, but El Misho finds him, says no with the ice path, and they will clean up 3 big kills on the side of Boom. As once again, OG.LATAM in front and looking for Roshan.
Oh man. I'm just thinking, what did I say like a minute ago? Feels like OG.LATAM can't really take a fight unless Boom just make a really bad mistake, and I just look in here like, oh, okay, mistake time. Oh, what a back and forth game between the two teams. You know, Tiny trying to go for the toss onto the Sven during the X to kind of like throw him out, but again the X there, so it doesn't really do anything. Then Armo gets caught and Prophet gets caught, and this is what we want to see from OG.LATAM, right? It's this idea of like find the Tiny, find the Prophet, kill off this annoying kind of controlling support that's just pesky on the side, and then break the fight there. And the key thing, the Sven, he wasn't starting the engagement. He of course lapped up the end of it, but he was chilling. That's what you want to see.
Just running at heroes. Done so fast. And yeah, Tim's a rare mistake from him. There's a little, you know, the whole team's smoke behind that wave. You're waiting to see if someone shows on the wave. Someone shows on the wave. You don't want to waste time in thinking about it too much. But unfortunately, he had an X on him. They obviously didn't see that. And Tim's jumps in and just ends up getting baited massively. Pretty good play from OG.LATAM though. Puts him in a great position. 4k up now. Aegis onto the Sven. A little bit surprised Aegis is on Sven, but he does so much damage now that he can kind of hit towers without gods.
There's really no other hero that would feel good with the Aegis, I think. Maybe if the DK had one more item, you could argue he could be the building hitter, but still a little lacking on that item.
And of course, K1, he sees the opportunity to go high ground. There it is, God Strength coming out, taking a lot of damage in this though. These illusions certainly don't feel great to play into. But still, they have not killed off the banner. Puck tried to give it a go, but didn't want to risk his own life for it. So banner's still alive, Creep's still alive, Push still alive. Tim's looking for a target, doesn't find it. Yagan's Macropire coming on down and trying to deal with the illusions, but I mean, it kind of is. Coil on the backlines onto 4 heroes. Not bad, but I mean, that's a little deep for any sort of follow-up to come in. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Still, they will back themselves away on OG.LATAM. The God Strength ends, so they'll be happy with what they've got. But, boom, they're hunting, they're looking. Will they be finding?
Don't think they should though. The Terrorblade, he's only what, 800 gold away from his butterfly, and his meta's on cooldown. Like, he really needs to get this item to be able to stand his ground, and that is potentially a reason why OG.LATAM is going, you know what guys, meta's on cooldown, right? The disparity in the meta is very different. Like, try and play on that timing.
Not so much longer cooldown on Metamorphosis than there is on 120 seconds on Metamorphosis. Just, I think it's like 88 seconds on God Strength. Yep. And here we go. God Strength used. No meta available. He's going to get stunned up here by the Avalanche. But it's not really going to stop them a whole lot. Crimson also helping out a little bit. The trees being annoying. It's all annoyance. It's all just please stop hitting our barracks. But K1, he's not listening. First lane of barracks gonna go down. OG.LATAM finds themselves a target as they jump in onto Tim. Stun's gonna be there. I'd love to follow up as well. Doesn't really land.
Yeah.
Oh, they got the coil! Sven caught out, does have the Aegis though, so and no one's really backed themselves away yet, so they can still take this fight. And there's a Macropire coming down, the Aghanim's Macropire onto Tim's, hurting him so much, and Jabs as well, also getting caught in the ice bath. He's gonna turn on the Ghost Scepter, which is just gonna roast him up even quicker, but nice vacuum onto the high ground, still gonna cost him his life here by the looks of it. Jabs will fall, but in comes Jaggy. He's got that, and that Butterfly, he's got the Metamorphosis as well, and starts to do some real damage. Hector trying to come in, but he's no match for the Terrorblade right now. Satanic buys him a little time, but Tim's again with the Ghost Scepter keeping himself alive, and Hector will fall for the first time here. Where is the follow-up though? Illich is being bullied by Januel and Armor on the backlines. He can't come in and help his Sven. He's gonna need somebody here, but K1 has no one. He is gonna fall. BKB save as he realized it was a completely inescapable situation. He will go down for 90 seconds. Boom, find a comeback here, but what can they do with this kill?
They see the Kunkka. That's another kill. He says with no one joining him.
Yeah, he's like, guys?
Oh,
can I
thought Puck
a little
was
help over here? He's trying. Armel's on the way.
There we go. That's another kill.
There we go. The team's arrived. The boys are here. Still good bit of time wasting, but oh, El Misho. He's trying to do something in the middle lane, but I don't know what it is.
Huh.
All right, and another kill.
They did have to use what? 2 buybacks for that? Yes.
Boom, yeah.
You take that as a worth,
Tim's
pick
and
boom,
jab,
yeah.
but... Hey, Jack. Jackie.
It's going
hey,
for it.
buddy.
Whoa.
Tier 4s feel a little bit ambitious here, but they are going to force out a buyback at the very least.
And it's 30 seconds, no spend. Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be 2 lanes for sure. It looks like it will be. A very, very
Let's see him
critical...
buy some items, right? Let's see how long they stay. That was the problem with OG.LATAM. They overstayed their welcome, but tiny.
Yeah, Tim's maybe getting a little bit too aggressive, looking for the toss back here. Is going to give his life, and this might defuse the push. They might be able to keep their barracks alive with that mistake from Tim's. The go, though, taking a lot of damage from these illusions. I mean, just all this random stuff attacking him right here. It's like, I've got TB illusions, replications, there's even a trait in there as well. Get these guys off me.
I just love how so back and forth it is. Like one team just runs head on, they get a kill. The next time they run a head on, and then it's like you get counterplayed and K1 overstays his welcome, he dies. Tim jumps in for a 3rd time trying to get a toss and dies. Oof. Now 50 seconds, no tiny. His buyback, of course, is on cooldown. But with BKB on the Terror Blade, that's... It feels pretty good.
I really feel like Tim's can make or break this game. Like, he's had some pretty bad initiations, he's had some great ones as well, finds the right target sometimes. You know, it feels like everything's on him for Boom. With him dead for 30 seconds.
Not opposed to that, yeah. It's only really been two rough ones, right? Like the bottom tier 1 area where he tossed the X-Fen, and then obviously here when he blinks onto the DK, who BKB stuns him instantly, right? Like, there's just 2 moments in this game which are like, maybe you shouldn't. But also it's like, if you start saying that to those engagements, then all the others that we praised him for, maybe he doesn't take those chances, right? So, like, I'm fine with him being a little bit more volatile in the fact that he has found so many moments for his team.
Yeah.
And now they're smoking up. Of course, God Strength is on cooldown for 40 seconds. A decent time for them to go for the fight. We already mentioned that the BKB is available on the Terror Blade.
That graph is crazy.
So that big spike up is actually when Tim's did die to the Kunkka and, you know, made this this oofed moment, right? Actually, no, sorry, to the left side. No, sorry, that was the K1 death. Sorry, I meant the one going down towards OG. No, there we go. That's the tiny moment.
Tim's disengagement.
Yeah.
And then we had
misread the graph for a second.
And then we had K1 dying, and now who knows what's going to happen next? I don't know. This is the script is all over the place.
Yeah. It's Tim's versus K1. This is what the series has become.
I mean, it is true. Like, those are the big impact players on both sides who kind of decide the fights. Tim's, though, it gets so much harder for him later on the game goes to find that impact, to find that play.
Yeah, the nullifier is really hurting him. Like, a lot of his initiations are excellent pre-nullifier, but when your Ghost Scepter and Yules just gets fully countered by the Illich nullifier on the Kunkka, it does hurt you immensely.
Armel, he's got the Aghanims, he's going for the Mjolnir, so you can tell he believes that the game's going to go a little bit later and he wants to be ready for that. The scaling of this Puck really just goes insane. Puck's got one of the weirdest power spikes in the game when it comes to his early game effectiveness. His spike is really, really early, and then comes in a little bit again with Parasma, and then he has a bit of quiet time, and then you get its Aghanims and this Mjolnir, and you just become a monster. And there are illusions just being super annoying into the bases, so I'm wondering if OG.LATAM feel the need to come back and deal with that. Which roster would you rather be playing at this moment into the game?
I think I'll be leaning more towards Boom. As I think just the late game Sven, it's always so scary where it's like, you just get kited. Items really punish you. So yeah, I'm leaning more towards Boom.
I would agree. It's just a little bit easier with the ranged carry. And yeah, here we go. Here comes the God Strength from Hector, trying to look for a target. The Macropyre's giving them some cover, but I think Illich might just be roasted, although the boots coming in, doing a bit, but not enough. They'll take him down, and now Arena's kind of chilling inside his Macropyre together, utilizing it as effectively as they can, as Armel going to get onto Moose, bring him down, buyback immediately. They'll find Timso in the front lines. He's going to fall as well. Armel, though, just bouncing around, bullying these supports. El Misho needs some help here. He's going to try and go for the TP out. Will be able to make it as Januel tries to get onto the backlines here, but just gets locked up. But Hector inside the trees cannot escape. Blink comes out though, he finds a kill, but Armel just unstoppable in this fight, moving from target to target and causing them some real issues. Nice vacuum back. There's a BKB coming out from Hector, but it's just to run around and stick on the high ground, and Armel once again trying to find Tim's. Might just kill him back to back as Moose does die again. A die back from the Ancient Apparition. Huge plays coming out from Armel in this fight, doing everything for Boom.
That was so toxic, that gameplay. Like, he's playing on the fringe of the fight, he pokes a guy, he sees it, he kills that guy, he helps start the fight, and then he just continues just running around. And that is one of the issues, right? As the game progresses, you've got a single target stun on the Sven, single target stun on the Dragon Knight, an Ice Path, and then that's about it to try and lock down on Puck. And Armel, he is taking this opportunity to style on his opponent.
And for the first time this game, they will be getting the Aegis. Oh, jumping in though, they want to try and take this fight. El Misho sets him on fire, just looking to bring down Jackie. Jackie though has the Thunder available, and he also has a cheese, so him going down is not very likely. Not the greatest move coming out there. They will lose their Jakiro. Now going up this high ground looks a little bit easier. I think Boom may have just secured this game for themselves. It's looking really, really hard for OG.LATAM now. Ooh, delicious cheese eaten up.
Got a refresher.
Ooh, block of cheese actually.
Ooh, look at him.
Yeah, you were memeing on it earlier, but it's happened. It's got a 500 health shield.
Wow.
Again, just pushing with the illusions. Jump in, stun onto the puck. It's a great target. Tim's comes in there with the avalanche just to try and save him, and will be able to do so. The avalanche is a pretty strong vacuum into the wall as well. It's awkward here for both sides. God Strength used. A lot of spells being thrown out. Again, still, the BKB from Hector not used yet. He's very, very patient on that. We'll wait until there's a real opportunity to just jump in and do some serious damage. But you have to find the perfect moment. There is no second chances. There is no refresher up on a Hector. And with his God Strength going down, this may be the timing which Boom have been trying to force out. I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. Again, Armel being annoyed. Oh, surfing into everybody. He doesn't really care though. He's got Jackie behind him. Jackie knows there's no God Strength, there's no threat. He can just keep it going. Another lane of barracks will go to Boom, as up on the top side there is only one little range barracks remaining, but they're going forward here onto Tim's. Tim's is going to fall. It's a good kill to start this off, but Armel on the backline still doing so much work, bullying the supports. Armel going to have to back himself away now, but over on the sidelines, Januel, squeak, squeak, takes down that range barracks with his Treant, and that is going to be mega creeps coming out.
It's such like a... It's just the whole gameplay. I know this is not really matching the hype of them getting mega creeps, but I'm just looking at Januel and I'm like, my guy's there, like he's TPing into the back of the fights, he's, you know, giving vision, and he's ratting and he's putting roots around, like... I feel like this gameplay happens like every 1 in 5 Nature Prophet support games. The other 4 are absolute despair. You do nothing, you die, you feed. Yeah. But like this game, the 5-5-13, like, he's done a pretty decent job. Like, sure, there's been a couple deaths which look a little bit funny, but for the entire game, like skipping the waves, what he's been able to provide, stall out that aggression, buy time for your Terrorblade and Puck, the Darkseer, etc. He does enjoy this one for sure. Again, it is nice to see when Nature's Prophet does get flexed into a role that doesn't really get played anymore. It is, you know, 90% core nowadays. If not,
yeah, absolutely. Oh no, there's a banner in the pit as well they left behind. Armel just comes in and goes, oh, cool.
Another
It's a little
smoke from
weird
Boom.
because I feel like they used a banner on their high ground push, so that was their first Roche. So was that banner left from before, or I don't know. Either way, jumping onto the S-Man. Spen's in real trouble here. He's gonna have to pop everything to try and stay alive. Satanic coming down as well, but Jackie is completely unbothered. He's just gonna lock him down, wait for the BKB to end, and now the Spen's in serious trouble. Boat's gonna come in, but I don't think it's gonna do enough. Armel gotta be a little careful here, but gets himself back, and they will be killing off the Spen. Dead for 100 seconds, now moving forward for more. Jackie just stands and delivers, taking down Dartmago as well here. There's nothing to save him. Jabs gets the double kill. GG is called. Game number 1. It is going to be going to Boom. How they get into the fights, you know, like what is their way to actually kill somebody in this game? It's blink in with Armel, and then it's slowly whittle them down with goo, with quills, with right clicks from the Medusa. Like, they don't have that big burst, and I think that's really going to hurt them when it comes to trying to extend the game, because how do you extend the game other than trying to defend your towers effectively? You got to try and find a way to get pickoffs on the map, and I'm not sure this draft is very good at getting pickoffs. I can easily see them having like 1 or 2 kills by the 20-minute mark, which would be pretty tricky.
But you've also just described the way in which this draft is very strong, right? Like a lineup that doesn't have pickoff potential but groups up really nicely. Sure, they might not kill heroes instantly, but when you're trying to, as a Mars and a Pangolier, enter a fight, but you have to get around a Bristleback, you have to get around a DK, right? Like, these heroes, even sure, they might not kill you instantly, if you can't kill them, they are going to survive long enough to click you for 20-30 seconds, right? It really is a matter of, can Boom itemize to ball up in a way where they just don't care about any of this fight from OG.LATAM. It'll be interesting to see if they can achieve it.
Indeed. Tim's smartly not walking into his death. I mean, could have always grabbed Windrun to get away there from the double meld strike TA. But doesn't go near by himself sensibly. Saves himself the level. So, mid lane. We will have the Mars versus the DK. Mars always pretty good in these mid lane matchups just because he's got the ability to secure CS with 2 of his abilities, which really helps out. And he's actually going to get a kill onto Armel's courier here. Armel, a little bit sloppy on that one, trying to get out that early bracer, I presume? Not too sure, but either way, that one kind of hurts a little bit.
It was getting his tangents delivered, so he didn't actually lose any items, just giving away some additional gold.
Yeah. And down the bottom lane, I'm expecting the TA to do pretty well here. I'm not sure Bristol has the defensive capabilities to lane up particularly well versus TA, but we'll see. It's just TA Jakira sounds pretty deadly.
He's probably one of the strongest safe lanes that you could probably get right now in the patch, right? You meld strike them, and then once they meld strike, the Jakira utilizes that. Does all his right click damage with the Liquid Frost, plus the bonus, magic damage from the Jewel Breath. Like, it is match made in heaven for what you can do. So it's really on the Jabs to see how quickly he can get to like Ring of Health, Vanguard, tank up.
Yeah, don't forget the Twin Terror as well. That one's always
Yep.
a little bit of extra bash as Tim's getting kind of blasted every time he steps up on this lane at the moment. It's tough, and he did actually end up going for the level 1 Rin run just to be able to survive against these two and not take too much damage from the meld strikes. Interesting, use it there to run down to get the block onto the small camp, which is a way to do it. And now Jab's running to the trees, just really being zoned out here. So yeah, we'll continue to see this lane go well, but at least Jabs gets a couple of waves under his tower. Now on the top side, Januel, a little low to El Misho, but he's going to be fine. A little bit of harassment coming out. The chicken fingers, the shackles, very, very annoying.
Regardless of that, I think both teams are going to be pretty happy here. There's no like, oop, you've accidentally died. Like, everyone's just hitting creeps. Of course, at any minute that can change. Shaman Pangolier, you can easily kill off a Ringmaster. Same thing we mentioned for bot lane with Tia Jakiro. But for now, the CS, all pretty good. There's a slight advantage to DK to the Pangolier. But I said DK to Pangolier.
To the Mars?
DK to the Mars. Yeah, sorry. I'm still conditioned to think the Pango's mid.
It's okay, most people glancing at these drafts would think that, but yeah, let's start and go.
can't remember the last time I've watched a game from him playing mid-Mars, even though it's like one of his most played. I will assume that it's going to be phase, soul ring, blink. You know, be as annoying as possible. He tried to go for another courier kill, but
yeah, didn't get that one.
Didn't work out.
Yeah, it's just it's nothing special. I mean, I don't think he goes. I haven't seen it in a long time either, to be honest with you. But I don't think he goes in for like the whole Desolator shenanigans tempo. Maybe if it was a really good start, he might. But I think you just go normal Mars build, play the map, just be a little bit further ahead, and give yourself a bit more kill potential.
Alright, I'm looking at it now. 2 months ago, he played in a qualifier, the mid Mars, and he just went phase, soul ring, blink, beekeeping.
Yep.
That was it. As standard as you'd expect, yeah. The difference is, of course, from mid lane, you get XP quicker than off lane, you get farm quicker than off lane. So where Mars often struggles, where it's like by the time you get your blink or you get your BKB, you feel like it's you kind of want another item. You would assume that a mid Mars will get them at the correct time that you're threatening a hero. And of course, you know, against Bristleback, turning him around to face the right direction, to then sync up with K1 with the Meld Strike Nick. There are some good synergies and kind of embedded into their draft. And it is just built around him getting the items as quick as possible. Very, very
meanwhile,
the game. Yeah.
Whilst he's not, you know, he's going to have all of this like kind of playmaking potential, but not the most in terms of damage. Illich should be making up for that. He's actually just naked rushing a Diffusal Blade, which is very interesting. And we'll see if that pays off and maybe leads them to an early surprise kill onto Jack Boys. Could be really cool if he pulls that off.
When we said that at the end of the draft, like we need Pango to have a game, right, for them to feel good. We need him to get the Diffusal Blade, and I guess he is. He's identified the same. Yeah, let me get that as quick as possible. Yeah.
On it, boss.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I was wondering if he was gonna maybe hide it, like keep the Blade of Alacrity a secret, you know, and then try to pull it out. But he's just getting the Alacrity to him right now. I mean, it would be absolutely insane to try to farm up another 1,000 gold without getting that Blade of Alacrity to in the lane. Not worth it. So they will know. They will be very aware that that's what Illich is doing. But can they do anything about it? Probably not.
The biggest shocker though from the laning phase so far is the fact that we haven't seen the TA Jakiro get a kill, right? Of course, the Windrunner with Windrun should be able to disengage very nicely, but I think very good positioning from Jabs this entire laning phase, never allowing the Jakiro and TA to at the same time be in a position to threaten him.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not doing great on CS, but like this is a matchup which loses. Like it's just a fact of the matter that this, unless there's any huge mistake coming out from OG.LATAM, they will lose this matchup. So it's very good for him to not have died here. You know, get yourself decent amount of CS. Like you're not sad about this at all. I think this is a huge win for Boom. You're absolutely right. In the middle lane, also Dartmago, you know, he's probably going to struggle. Ooh, spear down to the low ground is going to mean Tim survives this one. Jumps in, throws a blood grenade over towards Dartmago to help out Armel. Armel going 2v1 at the moment, but with the help nearby from Tims, with the kill shot available, use it onto Moose, allowing Armel to secure the first blood. Great move there from Armel and Tims, two playing it beautifully. Januel coming in, dagger's not landing, but the whip certainly will. Dartmago also going to be going down here. This could be a real issue here. Armel's already had a good lane. Now giving him 2 kills to boot as well is going to fire him up the net worth chart and give him a real boost into this game.
It's going to hurt, especially because it's like it all started with them trying to kill the Windrunner, right? Windrunner doesn't die, and then you both die. Like it always hurts when you're the one kind of instigating the fight to then cause the death. It is a rough one indeed. The 7-minute mark comes up, we then just get a simple trade of Wisdom Shrines. Oh, Elmisho doesn't take the Wisdom Shrine. Now goes back for the Wisdom Shrine.
Now it goes back for it. Yep, this is painful.
It's not on camera, but we just saw Elmisho, he full charged it to 98%, then walked away thinking he got it, then had to run all the way back, but that doesn't matter as we see mid lane.
He also pinged it, so he's not the kind of player who's like quietly being like, "Oh, didn't happen," or tell anybody about this. He's a chat. He's like, "Guys, guess what I just did."
Oh, top lane, Jackie getting punished by the Diffusal pick up of the Pangolier.
All right, here it is, and already out of mana on Jackie, and now stuck in the trees. He's just gonna have to go down. There it is, the Diffusal rush from Illich. absolutely brilliant, catching out Jackie and netting them this early kill into the Medusa.
Yeah, excellent. I don't know how many Pango players would have gone for like naked defusal. There's always like maybe a tread or a boots or at least something kind of in between a little bit. But fair play, I think this is just exactly what you need in this game to take that tower, to really threaten the Medusa.
She is coming back in on this though.
Ooh, nice denier there.
But the tower's already gone. Yeah, good deny there from Tim's. Makes that not as valuable. And these are small plays, like these little deniers and stuff are going to make all the difference. A nice box coming out from Januel, saving Jackie from the that swashbuckle there, and maybe allowing them to get the turnaround, although another dagger goes flying to the side. Januel's dagger's not quite been on point so far. That's okay. There's a whole lot of boglets over here. There's just a mountain of boglets in the jungle.
You know how like,
Yeah,
DK
boglet party.
Wait, there they are. Oof. Oh
And
no.
one marsh mage, of course. No! Jackie boys coming in and disrupting the boglet party. Oh no. As Jabs goes down to the bottom side at last. It took 4 heroes, you know, that's a value death right there. Still, good move from OG.LATAM. Starting to get the ball moving, starting to get this Mars into the game. He really has not had the best of times at mid. Needs to find some way to catch back up here.
The trader towers at Illich, so setting up on mid lane, using the diffusal blade onto Januel.
That's pretty strong, and now with the Rolling Thunder, should at least secure him the kill. Oh, nice whoopee cushion though, down to the low ground. Darmago trying to grab him, but there's a box coming down. They should finally be able to get this kill, but with the amount of time which Januel has wasted, the DK is long, long gone.
Off to go farm some stacks.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. And yeah, just another way which Boom are going to be able to secure themselves a really nice game here is by making these stacks, being more efficient. This is it, like they don't need to make big plays, it's lots of little plays which are going to stack up for them.
How sacrificial Jabs is. The offlaners come here to soak the camp up, to enable Armel. Sure, he takes the tail end of it, right? But that was just wholesome. That was just nice. That was Amar. He's telling Maureen, putting it bluntly, to fuck off, get out of the. That's
Yep, these are mine.
That's his triangle, yeah.
Jams is a good lad. I'm snotting all over Hector at the moment.
Dire's bottom tower is
Hector,
under attack.
kind of getting scared off this tower a bit. 5 stacks of goo is no joke. It's minus 17 armor. Not super
As much as
fun.
the lane goes really well for TA, a problem for TA into Bristleback matchup is the fact that Bristleback can itemize very aggressively to deal with TA, right? You can buy Halberd with your Vanguard. The meta of buying Ghost Scepter on offlaners has risen immensely, right? But there is a world where he could, you know, buy Halberd, Ghost Scepter, Treads, and at like 16 minutes, the TA can never kill him. But then you're always getting 4 or 5 goos on you. There's no way K1's going to have like Hurricane Pike and Blink and all these items at this minute mark. Potentially Jabs could just really thwart the aggression of K1 if he wants to, but they are smoked up onto mid.
Darmago getting jumped, Wheel of Wonder coming out, that's going to land, the taunt is there in between them, they've got more than enough damage to finish off the Mars, who's still just not having a game. Illich jumping in deep though, going for the ulti, they want to take this fight, but it's a little awkward there as the snake trap comes out, immediately knocked out of it by Illich, but still good damage coming out by Illich in this fight. Lovely box though, coming out onto Jabs, that'll keep him alive, the supports are dead, and Illich can't finish off anybody, he's just got to back himself away. Terrible, terrible fight there for OG.LATAM as Boom just getting the better of them at every opportunity.
It all starts with your big teamfight contributor being picked off first, right? Like your Mars getting hit by the Wheel of Wonder with the DK clicking the power shot. That was just enough for you to kill him, as we do go from that very quick Mars replay into Illich trying to get Januel, but with the cover of the arena, he gets out. Also the
yeah, I think they really wanted to try and get a kill onto Januel up Tim's there, but Arena not quite on the mark.
It's gonna hurt, right? Like the Mars mid, right? So let's try and rewind what's happened in this game so far. He tried to kill the Windrunner. He then got himself killed with his support. He then got picked off mid by the Wheel of Wonder, and his team then died around him. And then he used another arena to try and get a support, but didn't get them. Everyone walks away. Like 3 big moments in the early game, all have been kind of squanders, right, by the Mars. Where if any of those moments had slightly changed, what if the Windrun had died? What if he didn't get picked off mid and then had the arena to turn it around? You know, what if he killed a support here? Like all of these little instances, the 50-50s, they've all gone against him, right? Which is maybe going to be a factor once we enter the next kind of the 20-minute mark of the game. But
well, it already has been. I mean, you should be staring down the barrel of a Mars Blink at this point into the game against the mid lane Mars. That's what you'd expect from it, and he's just nowhere near it. He's so far away. Doesn't have a way to flank jungle effectively. His way back into the game is, well, I don't know what it is. It's just a really slow, awkward limp to the Blink dagger. And then by the time you have it, you know, the boom here is going to be even harder to kill. The supports are going to be healthy enough have the saving items. You know, I think this is really, really difficult now for OG.LATAM to pull a game together. It's kind of all going to come down to Hector clutching up and being able to make plays.
One of the most broken items in the game.
Mana Drought?
Mana Drought. Yeah. Wait, oh, draft? Yeah, it's draft, isn't it? I just said drought. Draft, my bad. Why did I say drought?
Like a nice draft of Guinness.
It would be a shame if Mana Draft got nerfed. Okay, the thing is though, Mana Draft is so good for like. Okay, this you know, we can segue away from the game for a second. The problem in Dota is like something that's good for a support. If it becomes too good for a support, cores will take it for themselves, and then it gets nerfed. So then support, who actually does need a mana resource because often they're ganking the map, suddenly will lose this mana resource and they'll get super starved because the cores also use it, right? It's like
I personally would like to see more. That was a really quick dormant. I'm not sure these snakes were needed. But I would like to see more of these items, which is like, you know, gives you a big bonus but gives you a big negative. I think that's a really good way to balance stuff, to allow supports to have things, because no carry is going to take a mana draft if it reduces your attack damage or your attack speed or your health or something like this, or your armor. So
yeah, you are right. I think like a good example, obviously, you know, Greedy is the best example of that, right? Nothing really comes close to that. Same thing with the tier 5 that we just showed you there. But I mean, I guess cast range, there's a couple of them. I don't think everyone should
Patrick
need it,
knows
right?
Them.
He does. Yeah. He's a keen bean. He knows what we're talking about. He passionately believes of us. But I also think that we shouldn't be in a world where like you have to take to give it. Like it shouldn't be like to get magic resistance you have to lose armor, right? Like it shouldn't be every enchantment has a positive and negative, right? But
no.
Maybe like the best ones can maybe get balanced that way, right? But yeah. It's a very big topic for sure, but that's where I'm kind of excited, right? Because like the artifacts and enchantments, they were released only recently, right? This whole new concept of neutral items. So the next time we get a patch, we'll get like the second version of it, right? Because we can all agree, I think the enchantments and artifacts are very kind of like basic in the grand scheme of it. Like it could be a lot deeper.
I was very excited when they first came out, and at the moment I don't think they're that exciting, but I think there's opportunities to make them more interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see what the OG.LATAM want to do right now. They are getting picked off.
Yeah, getting killed off here. It's just a support pick, but it's a pretty deep support pick, which is always going to feel super nice. Jab's just being annoying, but in we go. Oh, Dartmouth go a big spear miss there onto the Bristol back. Still the arena going to come down, but the Wheel of Wonder going to stop Hector along with the Heaven's Halberd. Really stopping him from doing anything as Dartmouth goes just going to fall at the start of this, which means that anything they get from this fight, he will not be taking part in, but still Jabs does go down. I would say it's a good trade so far, with Januel dropping here as well. It's turning into a very good trade. They're looking for more, but they won't be finding. Armel blinks away, gets himself to safety, and TP's out. A nice response from OG.LATAM. Would have been nicer had they been able to get off that spear to begin with, but nevertheless, they will be happy for now. Oh no, don't watch it again. Oh, good, we cut it off. Nice editing.
The nice thing here is just we're seeing the kind of the counterplay, right? Where Ringmaster versus Mars, when Mars puts arena down, all the Ringmaster has to do is throw the wheel inside the arena, right? And now it's like, how realistically are you going to be able to kill the hero? Because you're going to have to look at this wheel at some point. So I like to kind of just visualize the little counter between the two heroes, but...
Yeah, and one thing which is sort of, I think, underrated by a lot of kind of casters and just in general in Dota when we're watching games is the blood sport
the vision, of course, yeah.
Yeah, because we got global vision, right? Like, you don't really notice, but they have no idea what's going on inside that arena. All they've got is a bristle screaming, "Ah, God, help me!" So, yeah, a Wheel of Wonder, a fantastic ability just to roll into that arena, as you say, and you don't need vision to throw that down. You just throw it onto where you believe your hero is. You should be fine.
They're going for the Roshan on OG.LATAM, and it looks like Boom, they might look to contest this. They're in the area. They're going for the D1s.
Yeah, absolutely.
They know it's half HP, but there's no DK here, so this is like a 3 versus 5.
Yeah, Arena is going to come down. Roshan very, very low here. They're actually going to get the kill with the power shot. Very nicely done from Tims. Might pay for it with his life. As Januel also limping out of this engagement. Jackie's turned up to this one even, but they're going to be able to kill off Tims. Moose also going to die in response though as Jabs getting onto the front line. Looking for Illich. Illich going for the TP out, but he's not going to make it. Killed off by Jabs and Jackie. So they get the Aegis, but it does cost them a couple of heroes in response. And of course, the Roshan going to Boom.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a split decision there, right from OG.LATAM. As the Roshan's falling low, Januel throws in a Wheel of Wonder into the middle of the pit. At the same time, the Mars had engaged up to the high ground to then throw down the arena to kind of contain the engagement away from the pit. And then Boom just showcase their ability to kind of chase them down. We're not going to see the replay, but here, this is the key moment, right? You've got 2 heroes caught in the pit taking the Roshan. On the other side, you have Mars using all his utility just to keep them away. And the fact that you have Illich by himself going on the winner, Moose by himself going up the high ground, these couple moments actually give Boom a lot more life in the fight, where it was a very bold Roshan call, but
yeah,
it could have been cleaner. Very good
what
stuff
are they going to do with this Aegis? Just giving it away in the mid lane doesn't seem the best idea. Man to dodge out. Well, sorry, the illusion rune out, actually, yeah. This is getting weird. This is just a really
K1's just dead.
And pointless death from K1. Whole team going to be ready for the respawn here. There comes a nice spear onto the 2 of them, but where is the follow-up? Oh, very nice Macropire coming through as well. And Illich bouncing through the fight. I mean, the execution is good, but it's not good enough. It's Hector. He's just dead on the sidelines. Dead twice on your Templar Assassin. Aegis for what? As Mago just going to try and force Armel and Tims back, but they're just coming straight back in for him. They are not done as on the back lines, Illich and Elmisho, they're actually trying to go for Jackie here. Jackie is low, but he's not going to die. It's a really, really nice fight from Boom.
Wait, he might die.
Oh,
no,
go.
I'm lying to you.
Redemption, redemption. Oh no.
No.
This mid-Mars has just been absolutely, just nothing's going right for him.
No, yeah, he's sitting at 0-4 and 2. It's a rough one.
Bottom of net worth out of the cause.
Yeah.
His own shaman's looking at him going, well, we got the same items, bro. What's going on here?
Once again, K1, he gets Aegis and he sees objective, right? He instantly goes to the mid tower, he loses the Aegis, and then they're kind of desperately trying to keep him alive. And,
how is that a... How is he not inside the arena there and blocking projectiles, but yeah. Again, Mago's just cursed this game where nothing he does seems to work, so Hector still somehow outside of that arena dies to the projectiles from the Medusa. What can you do?
Looking very, very rough. For a lineup that we expected to be a bit more aggressive in the early game, to try and punish them in the lanes, to prevent Medusa from just hitting the jungle freely. We're now at the point where Medusa has hit the jungle freely. She has the Manta and the Butterfly. 2 or 3 components away from her Skadi. It is... At what point can you now fight? That is the difficult thing with TA. Even though she's one of the best carries, it's like, if you do lose the early game and don't really make your stamp in the game, you need your Pike, then you need a BKB, then you need an MKB, right? It's like, you suddenly need so much gold to fix your inability to snowball the game, where normally you would just get that through taking towers and, having multiple kills. As soon as the game slows down, it does hurt her a lot. A slow game.
Yeah, it was a very snowbally draft from the side of OG.LATAM, which I think is why it's feeling so despair at the moment, where they haven't. And we said from the start, Boom are going to be fine if they can just group up as 5, and OG.LATAM can't approach them, and that feels like exactly what's happening here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
He's up. Yeah, he did.
Bottom tower has
So he
fallen.
had Halberd on jabs, and then
Top tower
he
is under
disassembled the Halberd, made Crimson, sold the recipe, kept the crown. I don't know, that's pretty cool. Just doesn't
Should keep the
used
crown,
it
'cause he
for
is
like
the king.
he. You can say that in the interview if we are to talk to him.
That'll be weird.
Radiant are
Oh, hey King. Oh, that's fine.
Misho looking like he's a little bit dead. He's so easily able to clean up those chickens. Mago gets out, TP's back. Now a little bit of pressure coming down the top lane. Do you see any way back for OG.LATAM?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
At the current rate of the game, unfortunately not. It really requires Boom to, without an Aegis, like dive to high ground, Medusa be, you know, behind the tier 3s, getting close to tier 4s, and now we're talking about like multiple diffusals, swashbuckles, like this type of stuff, right? And it feels like it's just unrealistic. I don't know if Boom's really gonna make this dive, make this a major overextension. Especially in the upcoming fight, we're gonna have a Lotus on the Bristleback, a Greaves complete on the Windrunner, BKB's already obviously on the DK from, but he's yet to use it. They have items on everyone to ensure that Medusa does not die. And they are to find K1, they got the dust, and the perfect
That's a
placement to get a
really
shackle.
big kill. Yeah, it really is. He found that angle, he got the protractor out, and yeah, the TP is never going off, not in a million years. Hector is dead in the enemy triangle. Armel takes him down once again, and this whole time Jackie's just been shoving top as well. To give you an idea of how unkillable this Medusa feels, just a carry player playing a million miles away from when their team is actively making plays on the other side of the map. Really kind of driving home the despair of this game.
Just a comparison, like when you click on the Mars and he's got one component from BKB, and then you click on Armel and it's like he's got the Blink and the BKB with a Mage Slayer, soon to be SMY on top. It's like, yeah, the comparison between the two truly is night and day. They just sweep across the map. They don't really care about their positioning. I don't think, even if they were to jump someone, the time it takes to kill a Mars 100 to 0, even a Bristleback, we will very quickly get to that location of the fight. Taking the mid tier 2. All tier 2 towers have now fallen. Watch Roshan. May respawn in a minute 20, will respawn at least in 4 minutes time, so that could be just a safe objective that Boom are looking for. Tormenta is up in the bottom side of the map, so you're just following the basic processes.
Oh, moves.
Yeah.
Trying to get away with a bit of theft, trying to grab some Lotuses, something, but yeah, just found out, killed off. See you later, buddy. Maybe you positioned correctly, you could have done some Tormentor interrupting, but nah. Chap's saying hello to K1, just making sure he can't stay in the area. No, Misha also trying to farm this stack he's made. Could bury himself in the trees and TP out here. Or just walk up to these two who don't care about him at all. Okay. I mean, she's just on his own little adventure here. Dropping snakes just to cut waves. Arena? TP out. Alright, he lives. We'll take it.
Radiant are scanning.
Oh yeah, get those. Look at this Lotus discipline here. Elmisha hanging around the pool, looking to get this Lotus, but Tim's coming to contest. He wants the Lotuses as well. It's a battle for the Lotuses. Who's gonna get them?
Is it?
Are scanning.
No.
I think Tim just, yeah.
Elmisha doesn't want suicide for a Lotus, strangely.
Crazy concept. Boom. Walk up to high ground. 27 minutes into the game. 11,000 gold.
Yep. The rest of OG are looking for the kill onto the Wind Ranger. He's not even there anymore, but you know, maybe.
Can they defend? I mean, they have to defend. It's not a matter of can they defend, you know. Arena still on cooldown 40 seconds. No, Magnifier 70 seconds. I mean, they have no spells, Nomad. What are they gonna do? Throw their bodies in? Use a buyback or two?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. So Hector just walks up, hits him once, Stuns, misses, blinks away. All right. Kind of a good destruction of how this game's going. They're trying to make some plays on the back lines. Illich and Moose maybe trying to make something happen here. Is this a thing? Not really. Shackled together. Illich going to come rolling on through. He's got the Agnins and the Diffusal, so it's not bad, but it's not great. And Dartmouth, despite having a BKB, he's just going to get killed off. That's a frozen ball in the middle of this fight. Illich, he's getting off some swashbuckles, but he's just going down. It's not a fight, really. It's more a slaughter. Boom. They're taking them all. Looking to make this into a 2-0. Not a whole lot to be done. Wheel of Wonder coming on down. Armel now godlike, getting on top of Hector. Hector, oh, the war trap is there though. Armel, he's got no way out. Kidding. It's GG. Game number 2, very, very convincing here for Boom. This is what you want to be seeing when you're wanting to see an SEA team kind of kick off and start to kind of, you know, be this dominant force. Take down OG.LATAM.